Council, please come to order, and will the clerk please call the roll?
Anderson?
Present.
Oliver?
Here.
Ford?
Here.
Hager-Smith?
Here.
Mattingly?
Here.
Sutphin is absent. Watson?
Present.
Will the former vice mayor please lead us in the pledge?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and
To the republic for which it stands, one nation,
indivisible, with liberty
and justice for all. We'll begin this evening with the consent agenda, and that begins with the approval of town council minutes for August 20 and August 27. We also have professional services contract, a change order. We'll approve that. And ordinance 2060, vacating a sanitary sewer easement on land located at 107 Lucas Drive. We're going to introduce that ordinance and schedule a public hearing for October 8. What is council's pleasure on the consent agenda?
I move approval of the consent agenda.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Oliver?
Aye.
Ford?
Aye.
Hager-Smith?
Aye.
Mattingly?
Aye.
Watson?
Aye.
Anderson?
Aye.
Public hearings, we have none, so we will move on to citizen comments this evening. And I invite anyone who'd like to come forward and speak at the podium. We use a little stoplight, which begins at green once you begin your comments, and please start with your name and your address.
I'm very grateful to present to you Town Council. How's it going? Thank you very much. I'll get to my name in a second. Thank you very much for returning a baking pan to me, as I will return the favor. Next, I've also learned my lesson. I will get an aluminum baking pan. My name is Zachary Weiss. I live at 1711 Whipple Drive, and I want to talk about, just for a little bit, why we should incentivize electronic recycling. Next one. So first reason, electronic recycling reduces waste. If the landfills get all filled up, then where does the electronic waste go? First thought, throw it out. No. Next thought, who can it help? Second reason, we want to be good people. These electronic materials could be from exploited regions. And would we recognize and remember this? What does it mean to be committed towards a cause? How much can one person influence? Can we act together on this cause? The cause of electronic recycling. Third reason, my fraternal big, Griffin Jacob Strickler. He's not in attendance, but step one, check the Instagram, Griffin_Strickler. Follow and DM him. Next, please. Step two, see how cool he is if he accepts your follow request. Step three, I love you, Griffin. I love you, Griffin. And step four, Griffin recycles his electronics. Fourth reason, the electronics could be sentient. You did recycle the printer, right, Griffin? If it was sentient, then it would tell me. You don't want it to be sentient, do you? It definitely wants to be used, and you could be preventing its use by not recycling it. Fifth reason, give your kids a tool on special occasions. Provide your child with a printer that, after fixing, will let them print out flyers and spread memes in the real world. Or get them something that they can build Tesla coils with and become the next Edison. Christmas is all about the tree, so perhaps get them a color-coded light repair kit. Or get them. Bottom line is here, and also, look at that guy. Look at how cute that kid is. Oh my gosh. And he's printing stuff out. Conclusion. Electronic recycling is important because Griffin recycles his electronics and the other reasons that I mentioned. All power to all the people, and can we mind our waste? One more, I think. That's my email. Thank you.
Thank you, and I can't wait to meet Griffin. Who else would like to speak? Welcome, Chris.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Christopher Tuck. I live at 541 Wisteria Drive. It says Radford, but I live in Walton, which is in Montgomery County. And this evening, I'd like to share with you a little bit of my experiences when I was on the Board of Supervisors dealing with Virginia Tech. They came to us and said, we need you for a bonding issue. I lost the vote 6-1, and they promised that they were going to come back and they were going to meet with us and talk about payment in lieu of taxes. As of last night, we have gotten $0 as far as payment in lieu of taxes. We approved that bond. And one of the things I'm very concerned about is Tech's current plan to build housing for students on campus. And we're not talking about our traditional dorms, we're talking about apartment buildings. They're currently asking the Board of Visitors to utilize $19 million to do that study. And that is, yes, we're going to have these students here. And it's also going to create a lot of jobs, which sounds wonderful, but residential housing does not pay for itself as far as tax dollars. We need the high-density student housing outside that to pay for the services that are going to be incurred, to pay for the additional schools. And you say, well, it is encapsulated on the campus. Yes, it is. And Tech continually tries to put more and more businesses on campus. They are looking forward to competing with the private industry. Now, you guys have done a great job about density, and those are some really hard decisions that you had to make. And looking at that and trying to help with that issue. But one of the suggestions I have, and I know that you guys are dealing with prices for work and the traffic jams that are there in the mornings. Whether you work with Virginia Tech or not, or whether you work with the state, talk about a connector going to the back of Fox Ridge, utilizing the current existing gravel road that goes by the barns that would feed everyone directly into Virginia Tech through that area. By doing that, you would be encouraging Fox Ridge to look at creating high density. Right now, they're at, my understanding, 88% occupancy. That means 12% sitting empty. They're competing with the Edge and other apartments that are closer to campus. But also think, if you put thousands of housing, is that going to put that apartments in jeopardy? And they pay thousands, tens of thousands of dollars in taxes every single year. So I know that there's hard decisions to make. I know unpopular decisions. My last meeting, I voted against, as a Republican, making Montgomery County a sanctuary city for a Second Amendment. It went on until 2:30 in the morning. But I ask you guys, I know that when you're talking about development, those are not easy and popular decisions. But creating the density and getting the housing, student housing, out of campus is the right way to go for the county and the town. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Gabrielle and Cora, 2428 Ridge Road in Blacksburg. I'm just coming here to formally address the recent NTP fluoride study, as you all know, because I emailed you. The results show that at twice the optimal level, which is 1.5 parts per million, it has neurotoxic effects on children's brain. I'm not here to go over this study with you because I'm sure you guys have already heard about and read into it, but I just want to be here to remind you of a couple of facts. So firstly, this is not the first NTP study conducted. If I would have finished my presentation, you would have learned that Dr. Dean Burke, chemist at the National Cancer Institute, and Dr. Yu Mauianis, also another chemist, brought fluoride toxicity before Congress in the 1970s, who mandated the NTP to study fluoride's toxicity. What the study revealed was an increased incidence of rare liver cancers and bone tumors. There was never any follow-up. Dr. Burke stated on congressional record in 1976 that, in point of fact, fluoride causes more human cancer death and causes it faster than any other chemical. Secondly, I'd want to remind everyone that it's not just our drinking water that contains fluoride. It's our air, it's our plastics, it's what we grow our food in, it's the pesticides that we spray our food in. So we are reaching this level of 1.5 parts per million frequently throughout the day. Sorry, let me get back. And thirdly, sorry, this is our last point. So I know there's a hyperfixation on the 1.5 parts per million right now, but I just want to remind everyone that the MCL set by federal regulations is 4 parts per million, and even the SMCL is 2 parts per million, which is still way above the 1 part per million. So at that level, though, the regulation says that you can get dental and skeletal fluorosis at that level, but strange how 34% of Americans, Cora, come here, sorry, ages 6 through 49 show severe to mild fluorosis. So I just wanted to share that all with you, and I think I would rather have the cavities, but thank you all. Have a good night.
Thank you. We are still in citizen comment. Is there anyone else who would like to speak? He'll hit the green button as soon as you say your name and your address.
My name is Rita Brame, and I live at 5900 Chickwood Drive in Pulaski, Virginia. And I'm the creative director at 16 Blocks Magazine. I recently worked with the Downtown Revitalization Committee to paint the piano on Draper Road. The piano was recently damaged during construction. And I'm here, my concern is that Blacksburg does not have a public arts policies and procedures. All I got. Just wanted to bring that to awareness.
Thank you.
And I wasn't really prepared to present tonight, so I may be back with more information, but just wanted to bring that to everybody's attention.
Thank you.
Art Fowler, 16 Blocks Magazine. My office is at 209 College Avenue, Blacksburg, Virginia. I'm not prepared to speak now. I thought that we had to ask permission for our audio visuals. That's what it says online. But I know this from memory, and I'll be back in a couple of weeks with details. But I'll start with, does anyone know where the piano is that Stella Rose replaced? I'm not allowed to ask questions.
You are allowed to ask the questions, but
I'll take that as no.
Yeah, it's basically we don't go back and forth.
Okay, does anyone know where Stella Rose piano? Oh, I know where the piano that Stella Rose replaced is because I'm the caretaker. I was assigned that job. It's in the office hallway where I work. It was going to be thrown in the dump. I saved it. I asked the committee for a bit of funding perhaps to get it tuned. That's the only thing that was wrong with it. The piano still rests there. You don't know where it is. And you run a downtown piano project, right? Where's the Stella Rose piano? It's smashed in Cemetery Lot is where it is. And in my belief, with no report, Rita's brother runs a renovating company that did the porte cochere on Smithfield, not Smithfield, out in Elliott Valley. I'm going to forget Smithfield, not Plantation. It's beautiful. He's a master builder. He showed up today and assessed the damage. I'm a professional piano player and have owned 30 pianos throughout my life. I assessed the damage, and I do not believe that piano was damaged on Draper Block. Okay? That's a very traverse block. I have many buddies on that block. A piano is a loud thing. If a piano gets broken, it'll be reported in a minute to me. It will. People know how much I love that piano. I have many piano playing friends. To throw the workers under the bus maybe for this, who did an excellent job with that ragtag construction that went on there, with cutting stone, with those not even privacy fences. Your town employees did an amazing job not getting injured or injuring people. And to think that you're going to blame them for breaking the piano with all the care, with all those bulldozers that weighed over 2 tons there, to say that they broke the piano, I have a hard time believing that they did. And I'd like to see the report. I surely would. What kind of construction is run, Mr. Manager, where you don't have a report? If Shires Incorporated had done this, who we called, by the way, after we called the dump trying to find it because you didn't even tell the artist who painted the local jam where it was. And there's any reason here, and I know the reason, by the way, and you do too, it's because you didn't like the content. It's because you thought the greenhouse was an advertisement. It's because you misread Stella Rose for Steel Rose. Okay? We know why the piano is not there. You've been wanting it long gone. Okay? The piano on Creekmore, you can't even play it. Downtown piano, the Moss Gallery, that's a lie. That's not a public piano. You would know that. They allow me to play it because I'm a piano player, right? And I make a recording there. It's people watch and stuff. They don't allow people to come in there and play it. Don't claim it. I invite anybody to go to the Creekmore building. It's a disgrace.
Okay, thank you. That is a minute past your time.
Thank you for
Appreciate
your time.
coming.
We'll see you in 2 weeks. You won't believe the photos.
You are welcome to come during any citizen comments period. And we did receive your 5 o'clock email and others preceding it. Thank you. Is there anyone else who would like to speak during citizen comments? Seeing no one, we'll move on to the next item, and that is to appoint Lawrence Spencer to the New River Valley Passenger Rail Station Authority for a 4-year term. And this, I think, is a renewal of your term. Yeah. Okay. What's council's pleasure?
I move approval of the appointment of Lawrence Spencer to the New River Valley Passenger Rail Station Authority. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Will the clerk please take a roll?
Ward.
Yes.
Hager-Smith.
Yes.
Mattingly.
Aye.
Watson.
Aye.
Anderson.
Aye.
Oliver.
Aye.
Unfinished business. Do we have any? Okay. New business.
Just curious for the folks that are perhaps more intimately involved with the piano downtown, if there's additional information that you all have, or if there's a plan in place to either repair the piano or replace it.
Actually, yes, this is a good time. I think you've got a statement on this, haven't
Well,
you? I do want to say before Susan Anderson begins that town staff spent an hour with Mr. Fowler today, and this has a long history, and you can fill us in.
Well, I was going to give a summary of the piano project in the downtown. So bear with me. I looked back over the minutes of the Downtown Revitalization Committee, and so this is not a polished summary by any stretch. I did this today. So between 2015 and 2018, so that long ago, 2015 to 2018, the Downtown Revitalization Committee began work on having public pianos downtown. Many of us had gone to other communities and seen folks playing down in public squares on outdoor pianos and thought it would be a great idea. We decided that our first public piano should be in front of the Community Arts Information Office, or the KO office, on College Avenue. Susan M. verified that this location was approved. Greg donated a piano. Bryce painted it bright green and moved it to the front of the KO office. Susan and Kim repaired the vandalized piano bench and painted it green to match the piano. In the spring of 2019, the KO piano was vandalized after being moved to its Bolos location, and the remains were removed by Public Works. The committee began work to find new locations and other pianos. In 2020, one donated piano was stored at Public Works, and Elizabeth donated another one. James received permission to place pianos at 3 downtown locations. 2021. Currently, there were 3 pianos downtown, one on the porch of the Creekmore Law Firm, one located under the dining tent on Draper Road, and another was relocated recently from Bolos to the Farmers Market. Members observed all the pianos were being used regularly. 2022. Pianos were still in use. Another piano bench was demolished, and several folding chairs that were stolen were replaced by Susan A. Susan A. also cleaned the Farmers Market piano. Unfortunately, during the summer, the Farmers Market piano was vandalized and removed. The Downtown Revitalization Committee decided not to replace that particular piano since it was the least used of the three. In November of 2022, there was discussion about removing the piano currently on Draper Road, which had been damaged and had been in use for several years. Mateo, a graduate student, and several other students planned to locate another piano. This piano would be painted for better weatherproofing and placed on Draper Road the following spring. The Downtown Revitalization Committee pledged $100 to this effort. Susan M. spearheaded the collection of funds. 2023. In March, Hart volunteered to help Mateo's efforts with the piano. By May, the piano was in place under the Draper Road tent. In July, Hart and Rita reported on the success of painting the Draper Road piano. By September, the piano looked great, and Rita was given the stipend by Susan M. 2024. In March, Diana reported there was now a piano inside the Alexander Black House, and the piano had been tuned. The CMG leasing, the old Creekmore piano, was repositioned, and Susan A. replaced the chair. Diana created signs for each downtown piano, noting the locations of the other downtown pianos. Last week, we were told that the Draper Road piano was damaged during all the work along Draper and was removed. In summary, the Downtown Revitalization Committee has been spearheading public piano efforts in downtown since 2015. I purposefully mentioned first names of folks volunteering their time to show some of the numerous people involved in this public art and performance project over the years. Placing pianos on public property downtown is a coordinated effort between the committee and the town, and all piano placements on public property must be approved by the town beforehand. I just wanted the community to understand how long this project has been going on and how many people are involved in it. And certainly there are going to be quirks and problems with any piece of public art or performance art. But I think all these pianos have served their time, and I know we're going to have more pianos downtown in the future.
Thank you a lot for that. It's a long history. Do we have any other new business? How about council announcements?
I just wanted to point out last week the Virginia Passenger Rail Authority did sign and close the new agreement with Norfolk Southern. So the rail line the new train station will be in Cambria and Christiansburg, and they hope to have it done by 2027. So that's exciting news for our community. And also, if you, tonight driving down here, I was listening to Marketplace on the local NPR station, and they did an excellent piece on the history of rail service in the United States, Amtrak, and the interplay with freight trains. And it touched home because it was talking about running the rail line through here. So if you want a quick listen, I recommend go back and find that because it was very interesting.
Interesting. And you, Jerry, are our liaison to the Passenger Rail Authority, along with Larry. Yeah,
correct.
Thank you. Any other council announcements?
The Housing and Community Development Board met, was it last week, Susan? And we began, hopefully, what's going to be a long series of discussions about addressing homelessness in Blacksburg and in our region, and what things we can do to kind of help to further some of the efforts that are already underway to provide those services to people in our community. And early voting starts before our next meeting, September 20th, 9 a.m. at the Registrar's office in Christiansburg.
I do have one. The retail strategies, small business
Surveys?
well, the survey is going to end. The downtown survey ends soon, but I was at Main Street Connect this morning, and maybe Matt can help me, where there's a whole lot of free online support services for small businesses in Blacksburg. Do we have it available on Living Blacksburg, the link to that, or Let's Talk Blacksburg? Yeah, so a great resource funded through the Blacksburg Partnership and the town. It's a year worth of material to support small businesses.
It's a series of webinars.
Yes.
So you can sort of check in at your own, at the time that suits you.
Very exciting.
And it's my understanding the clock starts ticking when you individually start using it, so you don't have to cram your usage.
If you're late,
in a
if you're
week.
late to register, you still have a year.
Great, thank you. Any others? Okay, in that event, we are adjourned.